welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas. Hello, I'm Billy Coppin, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Welcome. It's December. It's time to start vibing.
I can vibe. Like,
Hey, are you ready to vibe?
my bun is extra vibey today. It's ready.
My bun is extra vibey. My bun is extra vibey.
I wasn't ready, but my bun said, "You're ready."
That's a cool bun there, Denise.
It's extra floppy today.
Yeah, where'd that? How long you've always done the bun though?
Yeah. We had this discussion. I was with Justin this weekend. He colored my hair.
Yeah?
Not that it's full of grays or anything that I needed it covered. That's definitely not the problem.
Looks good.
Thank you. Yeah, but we were talking about it, and he was making fun of my bun. I'm like, my bun tells me what it wants to do. Like, it just...
Did you start singing, "My bun is on my head, my bun is on my
I
head"?
forgot about that song.
Yeah, except it's not bun. You know.
No.
It's a fun morning.
Yeah.
It's a great morning. Hey, we want to welcome you in. Happy December. I want to start with something, just a little, friends, Christmas is right around the corner. We just wrapped up Thanksgiving, and maybe a little inspiration to start the show this morning. This was on my heart. I did some, meditating last night. I don't meditate a whole lot, but, in meditation in the secular world, we're taught to empty our minds and just everything, right? Mm-hmm. Well, in the Christian world, I've learned that meditation is actually to fill your mind, because when you fill your mind, you therefore fill your heart.
Okay.
Everything is a transformation from the mind down to the heart. And so last night I was just doing a little meditating. I'm studying that at ORU right now online, and it was part of a project. I'm glad I did it. And I just had this peace come over me, Denise, and I think, all of us need a little peace in our lives right now. Many of us are going through a lot of things. Maybe it's the loss of somebody. Maybe it's a friend or a family member that something's going on in their life. Just take a deep moment and breathe and trust God through the process. I just have that on my heart this morning. Bridget and I went to Georgetown for Thanksgiving. I'll ask you about your Thanksgiving in a minute, because you know me, I'm ready to talk food. But we had a great time with family. But it was also somber because there was 2 more family members that were gone. It's like every year that seat kind of, diminishes. And Dad wasn't there this year. We lost Dad back in June, and Bridget's grandmother wasn't there. We lost her just a couple of months ago. But we were reminded of how faithful they were, and that we know that there's the promise. And there's joy in that. It's hard because you hate to lose somebody, but there's joy in that, knowing that one day, if they're a believer, which they were, and if you are, that you'll see them again. And so while it was somber, it was also kind of a joyful Thanksgiving in a way. And I just want to remind folks, be thankful, not just for Thanksgiving, but be thankful in all things. Be thankful for the opportunity that you got up this morning, that you're breathing, that you got another day to help change somebody else's life. I've really learned, Denise, in these past really 5-6 months, we can't go back. Man, this is so weird. There's like something flashing on my screen that keeps saying English. Maybe if I push English, it'll work. See, I'm trying to have like a really heartfelt discussion, and this thing's over here. You see this, Denise? Mm-hmm. Like, what are you doing, man? All right, hold on. Y'all can't see it.
I love that there's a second option, which is also English.
Yeah, what is going on? All right, well, this is I'm trying to have this really good, heartfelt discussion. And this is the enemy at work. Like, never seen this before. I have no idea what that is, and I can't even stop it.
Yeah, I don't know which one's causing it.
I know what it is. It's hold on one second. This is the joy of live shows too. Ah, there it is. It's the old jingle. It's called the jingle.
Okay.
All right. So let me try to reset this whole discussion. Don't wait for another Thanksgiving to find a way to be thankful is what I'm saying. We are so close to Christmas now. It doesn't even feel like it. We're December the 2nd, but we are. We're very, very close to Christmas, Denise. And this holiday season, take in all that you've been blessed with. And let me quit saying holiday. There's Christmas season. I get so annoyed with that. I've fell victim. Like Coca-Cola. Can we please quit saying Santa packs are coming or holiday packs are coming and get back to Christmas packs? Do you remember back in the day, it used to be Christmas packs? This was 20 years ago. It used to be Christmas packs. Well, somebody got flustered, and they said, well, blah, blah, blah. And now it's no longer Christmas packs. It's holiday packs or Santa packs. Do you remember the theme song? Always Coca-Cola. And then it would go, Christmas packs are coming. Christmas packs are coming. That. Yeah. Well, it doesn't do that anymore. It goes, Santa packs are coming. And then I guess somebody got offended by Santa, and they changed it to holiday packs are coming. I don't know. Next 10 years, it's probably just going to be sodas are coming.
Yeah.
Soda.
I do say holidays, but that's because I just lump everything together.
I do.
Like, I feel like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, that's all like one
I agree with that.
package. So I do say holiday a lot because of that.
When you get closer to Christmas, though, do you say Christmas?
Yeah, I say Christmas. But I just kind of lump this whole 35, 40 days together.
It is. It's like this holiday thing.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's how we're starting this morning. Just wanted to give a few words on that and just remind you to be mindful. I had mentioned about being mindful. That's a word that I've been using a lot lately, and being mindful, just being aware of, being open and aware of what's going on around you. It's kind of like awareness, but also in your mind being aware of, man, this person may be going through something today. Am I gonna react to a situation or in a positive way, or am I gonna react in a negative way? Am I going to ruin somebody's day because maybe they're already having a bad day and I'm just going to put a stamp on it for them and say, well, here's the rest of your bad day?
Yeah.
Perfect example was we were Thursday, we ate food. I'm laughing because we ate a big Thanksgiving feast. And we were staying at Bridget's sister's house. Jenna, thank you. We had a whole house to ourselves. They were gone, and so she let us stay at her house. It was wonderful. And we had already eaten, and then that night I was like, man, I'm really hungry. And we didn't bring any leftovers with us.
Oh, no.
And I was like, man, I haven't had a Whataburger in such a long time. Thank the Lord for DoorDash, right? 2 kids, DoorDash. I don't have to leave. I can just 30 minutes later, it's at my door. So we DoorDashed a little Whataburger. I was hungry.
Yeah.
One, I was thinking, Bridget was like, oh, there's nobody going to be driving. I was like, there's always somebody driving. Oh, yeah. Well, this young lady had showed up. She's like in pajamas. You could just tell she was kind of distraught, but she still had like happiness to her. But you ever been around somebody they're so full of joy that they still extrude the joy or they put the joy out there, but when they're going through something, like it's kind of a weird joy. That's the vibe that I got from this young lady. And we just exchanged pleasantries. Thank you for the food. You're welcome. Have a great night. As I closed the door, something tugged at me. It said, go back and talk to her. It was the weirdest thing, Denise. And again, it's about being mindful, right? And I just put the food down on a table next to me, and I opened the door. I said, hey, I'm not trying to be strange about this, but I just feel like there's something you need prayer for. And that young lady teared up, and she goes, yes, there is. And I met her halfway. I said, well, come up to the porch because it was freezing outside. And we said a quick prayer. Well, she had told me that she got evicted, that she was in the process of being evicted.
Oh.
And she was going through a lot, and she said, thank you for that prayer. And, typically you tip 20% or whatever. And Bridget and I are, we're not, we don't have money to just say, hey, here's some money. But I just felt like this was someone special that needed a little extra something. I said, well, I really can't afford this, but I can't afford not to. It's one of those things. A friend of mine told me that everything we have, minister friend of mine, said that everything that we have, God gave us just to give back to other people. So I've taken that mentality. I'm like, I ain't worried about it. And so it wasn't like it was a life-changing amount of money, and it definitely wasn't enough to help her get out of this eviction, but it was a little something extra above your standard 20% tip. Well, and I'm not saying this to put us on a pedestal. I'm saying this because you need to be open to what people are going. You never know. And she didn't say all this because she was wanting to tip. I knew that. I mean, she was already halfway gone, before I went out and grabbed her. But she had sent this message. And she said very politely, just thank you so much. You can text your DoorDasher for like 20 minutes after the order, right? And then after that, it's gone.
Yeah.
And I said, my wife and I are praying for you. Please know that Jesus loves you and will get you through this adversity. And then a minute later, she responded with this. I truly believe that you are a sign from God and my papa that things will be okay. You have no idea how much this means to me and my family. Thank you so much. My wife teared up, started crying. I kind of teared up. And I'm so glad that I'm not glad that this young lady's going through what she's going through, but I'm glad for the experience of the Lord working in a miraculous way for his glory. This was a young lady that clearly wanted, it was almost like she'd been waiting for somebody all day or all week or anybody or anything to just say what's going on. Have you ever been going, and you don't need to go into details, Denise, but have you ever been going through a situation to where, something was just breaking your heart or tugging at you, and you didn't want to make it about you, but you wanted somebody just to reach out? Have you ever been through that? And then they did, and then it's like when someone says, "Hey, what's going on?" It's like this sigh of relief comes over you.
I feel like usually when I really need it, I feel like I have my you have your friends, but I feel like you have your people, and that's usually when one of them will reach out and be like, "Hey, why don't you come over?" And that's one of the days we'll just sit and do nothing. Just spend a day together. Sometimes we'll just stay in pajamas, just sit on the couch, watch movies,
crochet,
and just
knit.
I do wish I had learned how to do that, but I don't. But it's just one of those days you don't do anything, but you're just there, and you just needed that. I don't know, that person with you, and that just helps. I'm not a talker. I don't like to talk about my stuff, but I feel like that's my therapy.
That's good, yeah.
And I feel like that's just whenever I really need it, when it's getting to the point where I'm like, oh, that's just usually when one of them will reach out and be like, hey, what are you doing? Just come over. And
I think that's why it's
perfect.
so
Perfect
good to have
timing.
someone in your inner circle too, right? Just one or two people.
Yeah.
Your main circle can't be 5 or 10 people.
No.
It's
You
got to
have
be
your
a
friends,
couple.
and I have a lot of them that I'm like, yes, this is a great friend of mine. But I have my people. Those are my people. We can go, everybody has their own life. We go days, we've gone weeks without really getting together, and it's fine. We pick up exactly where we left off, and that's just how it is.
I have a buddy of mine, folks, know him from Oak Ridge, and he's one of those guys that's in my most inner circle. And anytime I'm going through anything, I know that I can depend on him, and he can depend on me, and he sends me a devotional every single morning. This guy was cocaine addict before I knew him for years, and literally tried to take his own life on this, and spent 3 days in a hotel room trying to end his life. And God had different plans. Now he runs the Oak Ridge Disciple House. You hear about it here on the show and on Spirit Radio often. And he's been 19 years sober now. And I love what he said. He said, you never get over it, but you learn to get through it, and that you get through it in a relationship with the Lord. And that's what he believes. And that's why they have a 90% success rate. Over 140 guys graduated now. Wow. And in an industry that normally you only get 5 or 10% people successful in that. And I love that, though. Hear that this morning. Maybe you're going through something. If somebody tells you to get over it, man, they have no idea what you're going through. Yeah. That is the worst thing that you can say to somebody. I know that, like, especially for men, there's this tough gruff, like, man, suck it up, buttercup, get over it. I think people that tell you to get over it, there's some things they need to get over.
Yeah.
You know, I've never been a fan. You can't get over some things, but you can work through them. I think that's a better way of saying this is, hey, I know you're going through something. Let's work through it together. Try to find a way to work through it. Because Joshua told me, he said, man, he goes, I know that addiction is always in my heart. He goes, I know that it's there. And but I've allowed God into my heart to move that out and to move it to where it's not going to affect me. But he goes, I know that for him, he said, if I just touch one drop of alcohol, I'm going to be right back in that world. Because he's very, like, when we go out, you know, back in the day, he'd broadcast with me, and we were in Waco at a Baylor game, broadcasting Sam Houston Baylor baseball, and I said, man, George is the only place open there in Waco. It's a bar area, and they have a bar top, but they also have family dining or whatever. And I don't have a problem going and sitting in a bar and ordering food. Sometimes I do that because it's so much quicker. Because for me, that's not going to be a problem. You know, it's not going to be something that's going to trigger something. For him, it may. And he's like, man, I can't. He's like, look, brother, and he's the most non-judgmental person you'll ever meet. You know, the dude's just super laid back. But he's like, and I shouldn't have joked. I was like, yeah, let's go in there and have a beer. And he's like, you're playing with fire. He's like, don't ever do that. And I was like, why? And then he went on to tell me the story of why he can't ever do that again. And so again, it's all this wraps around about being mindful about those that are around you and finding ways that you can make a positive difference. I wasn't telling that story to that young lady to elevate anything that we did. I did it to share hopefully some inspiration to you today that could happen. We had an example of that on Sunday here at our church. There was a gentleman that had a cane, and you know, the service, you do an altar call at the end. A lot of churches do that, and then you can come up and pray or talk to the pastor at the very end. And a congregant told me he got halfway down, turned around, and went back to his seat. He's sitting in the very back. And so she felt prompted to go and talk to him and said, hey, I'm not getting your business, but you were on your way down there, weren't you? He goes, yes. And he goes, yeah, but I just didn't want to go all the way. And she goes, well, let's pray right now. She prayed with him. And then and he was sitting there by himself. And again, here was somebody, Denise, service was over. He was still sitting there. And your first thing is, they're just trying to like soak things in or maybe reflect and think. But don't ever be bashful about walking up to somebody and asking them, is there something you can help them with? Is there something you can pray with them? So I asked this gentleman, I said, hey, I hope I'm not interrupting. He's like, no, son. He was very gentle, too. He was one of those guys like, no, son, not at all. And I sat down with him and we talked. I said, can I pray? And he mentioned something about his daughter was going through a procedure later in the day, and he just wanted some prayer for that. And so we prayed and talked, and there's that connection again, right? So just be open to people that may be going through something. It's kind of how I'm starting the show this morning.
Your heart pulls you towards those people. We're used to kind of ignoring, like, and just going about your day. But you have that intuition. You have that. Your body tells you when you need to reach out. You just got to listen to it. Do
you ever feel like your job at the cred, at the cred do you ever feel like your job sometimes turns into like a chat hour where someone comes in for a loan, and then it's like a barbershop. They start telling you their life story.
You can tell that they just needed someone to talk to that day, or they'll go in there. And I let them. I might still, don't feel bad if I'm still sending an email. I'm listening to you, I promise. But yeah, they'll go in there and they'll just talk. You can tell they either just needed somebody they didn't have anybody at home and they just needed to talk to somebody, or they just wanted to vent, and that's fine. We can do that too.
I think about when I came in there, you're probably like, here's this guy again. He started typing away. No, actually, you're always like, hey, Rob, what's up?
Yeah.
Then you regret it because then I come by and talk to you, but you still say hello, which is good. So, well, hey, we are here. Welcome in as we are rolling this morning already. Thanks to everybody. Happy December. We appreciate you being a part. Thanks for hanging out with us. A little extended opening there today. We are here. Big shout out, Paul, to the gallery. Paul, I'm going to continue promoting you through the year, my friend. Paul helped us get started, and we genuinely appreciate all that he did for us. In fact, today I got to go over there, and he's got a lady that wants to use our old studio, and I still have some stuff over there, and he's been so gracious to me. But Paul, I will be by there before the end of today, maybe later tonight, but everything will be gone by midnight over there. But I want to give a special thank you to Paul Oley, the gallery, for all of your custom framing, photography, and more. Go see my good friend, our good friend, Paul Oley. And pray for Paul. You know, he just posted, he lost his pup, Willie.
Oh, no.
And that was his buddy. And I got to know Willie when I was over there. A beautiful, beautiful dog. And, you know, pets are family. And I know Paul, we love you, man. We're thinking of you today. And I know, you know, a pet is a family member. When I had to put my little dog down that was 20 years old, I mean, it jacked me up for a while. So, Paul, we love you, man, and thinking of you this morning. Go by and support Paul. If anything, go by and just give him a hug and tell him you're thinking about him today. It's Paul Oley, the gallery, 1201 University. Go by and see him. Also, a big thank you to Elliot Herzlich from Elliot's Jewelers, online at elliotsjewelers.com for all of your jewelry needs. It's our good friend, Elliot Herzlich. And, of course, here on this magnificent non-Mimosa Monday, we are here. If you don't know the story behind that, just keep watching. You know? But we're so thankful to have all of you here. It's brought to you by Walker County Federal Credit Union. They are your source for all things financial here in our community. They can pretty much do it all. If there's something they can't do, they'll turn you to the right folks. But that is what Denise and their team does. Karen is out today. We love you, Karen, thinking about you and your family, and Miss Joy. We just want to let y'all know, especially you, Joy, how much we love you. You have been a friend of this program, and we are definitely praying for you and your family right now. But we just love you, Joy. And I always told Miss Karen, I said, one day when I cruise through, it's Palestine, right? Some people say Palestine, but that ain't accurate. It's Palestine. One day, Miss Joy, when I cruise through Palestine, I'd love to stop by and meet you in person and give you a hug. I know she's a wonderful lady.
Yep.
So, but big shout out to them as well. And Denise, things are rolling. We're not even going to break. I just want to keep it rolling this morning. Is that cool?
That's fine.
We're already on. The train's already going. Let us know, friends, that you're out there today. Send us a message. If you're listening on Spirit Radio, text us on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line at 936-339-0139. Again, that number is 936-339-0139. Let us know you're out there today. If you're on the social media channels, feel free to like and share this broadcast, and we'd love to interact with you. A lot of folks are joining us. In fact, Joy is joining us this morning, saying God is so good. So
good morning, Joy.
Good morning to you. Also, Steph, we've been thinking about you, Steph Valley over at Magnolia Kennel. We love you and Scott very much as well, Steph. She is joining us this morning from Magnolia Kennel, so great to see both of y'all. Let's slow down. Take a step back. Thanksgiving. I want to hear from our audience. Let us know what you ate. Maybe you ate something new this year that you'd never eaten before. Maybe you ate something that you always eat. That's kind of cool. You ate something that you always eat.
Something that you always eat.
But you never thought about it before. Denise, what was your Thanksgiving? Give us the rundown. Get me hungry this morning.
Well, I had to do mine a couple weeks early.
A couple of weeks early?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to see my family on Thanksgiving. So I went home, spent the week with them. And so we went ahead and did it while I was there. I mean, we do the usuals. We always do a turkey and a ham. We always say we're going to scale down because it's 6 of us. We always say we're going to scale down, and we never do because we cook for like 20. But we do the usuals, I think. This year, instead of like mashed potatoes, the kids, or my nephew, rather, wanted twice baked potatoes, so I had to do that. We always do some veggies.
Those are so good, by the way.
Yeah. We always do some veggies, so there's something healthy in there.
Some green. That's what Mr. Brennan, my father-in-law, says. You got to get some green on the plate.
Yeah. So
I said, well, throw down a $100 bill on my plate. We're good.
Right? I would have taken that. Let's see. Oh, we did a fried turkey this year. We never do it fried, but everybody wanted to try it, so it came out really good, though.
Was it like difficult to do the fried turkey? I've always heard of them, but I've never eaten one.
No, and I feel like it was a lot quicker to do. But no, it came out good. We were just worried because we have a really specific way that we always like to season it. We don't brine it, so I was afraid it wasn't going to have all the flavor that we usually like. But it came out good. It wasn't dry.
No tamales in the Olivas family for Thanksgiving?
Not for Thanksgiving. My mom will probably make some for Christmas. But yeah, no, that's an all-day thing whenever we're going to do that. So.
Cranberry, stuffing, any of that stuff?
We do a cornbread stuffing.
Do you like cornbread? I'm not a cornbreader.
But again, we're very picky. We had to do 2 this year because the kids didn't want mushrooms in theirs. Yeah.
Wait, mushrooms in the cornbread?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like to. My mom and my sister like a lot. I dice it up real fine. But yeah, we're really picky. I don't eat onions, so she can't put any onions in anything.
No onions?
No onions. No.
Never?
No.
What?
No, I don't like onions. Me and my dad do not like onions. So there's no onions in our food. My mom and my sister have to suffer. No, we don't do onions.
But it's not bland. I mean, you still got a lot of flavor.
Oh, no. We put a lot of other stuff and we've seasoned, but no, we do not do onions on anything.
I love all my friends from up north in Fargo. I think one of the main reasons I couldn't make it up there, the food is so bland.
Oh, no.
There's no flavor. They think there is. Guys, I love y'all, but y'all ain't. Y'all need to come down here and eat, especially in East Texas. Get on down here now.
Yeah, no. There's always a lot of flavor, but no. I mean, the usuals. It was good.
Is there like a lot of the Olivas women around the sink at the end, like washing dishes, like I miss those days when my mom and my grandmothers were all together. Mm-hmm. It was like the neatest thing. You'd see my mom, and then you'd see my dad's mom and my mom's mom, and it was like this bonding moment where they would gather around the sink at the end and wash dishes together.
No, I'm sure my mom would love that we would do that. 'Cause she always complains. We're like, we'll get it in a minute, but she cannot let it sit there, so she always starts. But yeah, every time I'm there, I'm like, there are other rooms in this house. We do not leave the kitchen and the dining room. Like we just stay in there.
But my dad, good family time.
Oh yeah, right? My dad. Every time he comes home, he's like, I can tell you're here because the table is like full of just stuff. And that's because that's just where we hang out.
It's the gathering place.
Yeah. So we're like the whole week I was there, the whole 10 days I was there, like we were just in the kitchen. Like they just wanted to get everything out the way. So we had a different menu planned every day. I'm like, this is so much food. Like it was a lot. Everybody wanted something every day.
We had turkey. I'm not a fan. Like my father-in-law asked, I didn't even know turkey had like a dark side to it.
Oh, that's my favorite.
No,
Yes, that's all I eat.
Why?
Because it's good.
I don't like it.
That's the juicy part.
He's like, here, have a little bit of dark meat. I was like, dude, I don't even like that stuff, man.
Oh, that's the best part.
Same with chicken.
Yeah.
I can't. I gotta do like the white meat on this. I can't do the dark meat.
I like the thighs.
Mm-hmm. No, man, I get that gamey taste sometimes in them thighs.
No.
They've been working them muscles. They've been working, So.
No, that's the best part.
We had it was weird. I eat cranberry all the time. I love cranberry. I was joking around last week. I said I love the canned part, especially the noise it makes when it comes out. It's like, it's got the rivets in it from the can. That's where you slice it.
Yeah, that's the slice part.
My mom always had this glass tray, by the way. It was like this distinctive tray that's only used for cranberries.
Just for that.
And they were sliced so perfectly. But no, we were eating it. We went and spent Thanksgiving with Bridget's aunt. We've been doing that for a while, and that's become a tradition. We used to do it with her uncle until COVID, and I really miss that. It was always a lot of fun. It was one of those gatherings to where you bring in, like, you have to bring in the folding tables and chairs in the house because there's not enough room. And they had a pretty good sized house, but so we switched over and do it at her aunt's house now. But one of the neatest traditions are, over the years, the family had written prayers on index cards. And so they have these prayers that were written by family members years and years ago, and there's probably 20 or 30 of them. And there's that many people, if not more. I mean, Bridget's family's a pretty big family, so when they get together, it's, you're like, it's a meet and greet, Oh, hey, how you doing? What's your name? Oh, I've been in the family for 30 years. Oh, nice to meet you. Never met you before. But it was it was kind of a neat thing because we read these prayer cards, and for the first 4 years, I was never handed one because I wasn't like in yet.
Yeah.
Well, then what happens? My brother-in-law is there, and he's got a new girlfriend.
Oh, she just gets
they're
right away?
like 2 months into the relationship, and boom, there you go. And little Miss Katie gets a prayer card.
Okay.
I pulled Bridget aside. I said, wait a minute. Man, it took me 4 years to earn that thing.
Time in yet.
Yeah, so it's good, though. It's good. It was a good thing. But we gather around and read those prayer cards, and it's kind of a really cool tradition. And something that we're going to make last night, yesterday after service, our children's minister here at First, Deborah Wine, does an amazing job. She handed me this huge bag just full of stuff for Braylon. And I was like, what is this? She's like, it's an Advent activity. There's 24 different activities in this bag. Oh. Or as they would say in Fargo, this bag. 24 in this bag. And they're different sizes than envelopes, and you open them up, and it tells you what to do. It's really cool.
Oh.
So we have created a new tradition. We're going to do this every year now.
Yeah.
So that's our new tradition.
That's cool.
We sat at the table. Braylon's of age now to where she can, like, sit there and carry on a conversation. It's really cool to see that. And she's like, Dada, what are we doing? She started calling me Dada, and I'm like, whatever. I just let it go now. She's like, Dada, what are we doing? I said, it's like a little advent calendar thing. We're doing this cool 24 days of Christmas. Oh, this is fun, Dada. And so we spent we spent 30 minutes doing this. And the first one, we open up the envelope, and it's a little stocking. And what the activity was you write down a new family tradition and you put it in the stocking. And there's a little Bible verse, and you tape the Bible verses to a piece of paper. And so after 24 days, you have the story of Christmas, right?
Okay.
So it's really cool, yeah. So Deborah, you knocked it out of the park.
That's
you made
nice.
a new tradition for our family. But yeah, there's just so many things that we did over the break too. One of the best things was we had I was telling you about cranberries earlier. I've never thought about how good like the homemade cranberry stuff is. Not the can, but the other. That really hit me this year. I was like, oh, it was so good. I just wanted to like squeeze it and make juice out of it. It was good. One of the other things, the desserts. One of her cousins, Bailey, had brought this chocolate pie. And I saw your eye just kind of flicker. You got excited. See, you did. Just like me, I should have saved you some.
See, I can have a little bit and then I'm over it. But that little bit, I'm like, oh, this is the best thing ever.
I just looked over and I saw Denise's eye when I said chocolate pie, and I saw a twinkle in your eye.
We didn't do any desserts this year, and I'm really surprised. But yeah, I could do a little piece. And not even a whole thing, because then it's just too much. But that little bit that I get, I'm like, oh.
Oh, well, her pie was through the roof. It was the best chocolate cream whatever pie I've ever had in my life. I ate too much of it. And then the other cousin shows up. It was the other cousin, by the way, that had a chance to date like one of the star Houston Astro baseball players, and she told him no. This girl straight up, gorgeous young lady, the whole family, they're just beautiful people, but her cousin's gorgeous young lady, very sweet, very nice. And her little boy is growing up now, and I was like, that dude's going to be like a little movie star. But this girl had a chance to apparently date some Houston Astro player. And I'm talking like a Bregman type guy. I mean, this wasn't, or is that Lance? Like, do you know any of those guys? I don't know. I don't keep up with it anymore. Yeah. Right? Bregman, is that him?
Bregman's a person.
It was one of these guys that was apparently single. I won't get into the details. I just heard through multiple sources that she told this guy straight up no. Like, I'm like, that's pretty bold. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, hey.
How many?
But it was pretty cool, but she brought this amazing. Oh man, I just wanted to take the whole pie home with me. I love cheesecake. This thing was through the roof. Bridget, sweetheart, my sweetheart cooks like none other. She needs to get this recipe because I know she'd knock it out of the park. Her cousin used some sort of cheesecake and like Biscoff cookies. Am I saying that right? Those ginger snap cookies. That's what she used for like the crust.
For the crust?
Oh my goodness. You talk about bring some more of that to the table. Get on down here now in East Texas. Come on. It was that good.
Interesting.
So, anyways, just wanted to share a little Thanksgiving with you. And it was a fun time. A couple of other things that happened over the weekend. One, a little close to home, Texas A&M, big loss. Did not expect. I thought either UT was going to blow this thing away or it was going to be a very close game.
I mean,
do you think people got their money? You know, that was the highest grossing, apparently, college football game of all time.
I heard that the lines, like, to get to the stadium were ridiculous, like, all day.
Are you a fan of, like, UT or A&M, either of those college teams?
OU, baby.
You're OU all day?
All day. All day. Boomer Sooner.
That's all right. You know what? I root for OU when they play UT because I'm not a Texas Longhorn fan. I'm an Aggie fan. I'm a Baylor fan first. First, A&M second.
My nephew really likes Baylor. I don't know why.
Because it's a good school. Just good. McLean Stadium, beautiful. It's right on the Brazos River. It's the only stadium in college football. Somebody go fact check me because I don't want to spread fake news. I believe it is the only stadium in college football that you can literally bring a boat to. Because it is right. The stadium is right on the Brazos River.
I would believe that that's true. In college? Well, no, probably in both. I don't know if there are any NFL ones.
I don't think so.
I know there's baseball.
Yeah, baseball there is. Well, isn't that cool? Like
That is pretty cool.
you can cruise your boat up to the stadium.
That is pretty cool.
It's like, oh, right this way, Mr. Smith. We see your yacht coming. Pretty, but it's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, you got these huge stadiums like, you have Kyle Field at A&M. You got Royal over at UT. But I'm sorry, nothing rivals that McLean Stadium. It is just beautiful. And maybe it's because I'm biased. I have that Baylor bias in me. It is absolutely beautiful. But that game, I couldn't believe it. A&M runs it back. They get an interception return. Their only score. And I thought, man, okay, now it's going to get interesting.
Yeah.
And it never did. I think a lot of people that went, I think they were, maybe I'm misspeaking, but I feel like I would be disappointed.
I think I would be too. Like I could hear it in the background, but I wasn't paying that close of attention. And then I looked at the score, and that's when they were still at 0, and I was like, oh, that's not good. And then I did see that one where they finally scored. I'm like, okay, and then that was it.
It's kind of like the Mike Tyson-Paul fight. Did you watch that?
No, I already knew what that was going to be, so I didn't.
But I thought, man, I was like, can we just have an old-fashioned bashing, Can something?
I wish.
And it was just like, let's go 8 rounds. Give Tyson credit. I mean, then it's 50. But I think that dude led him kind of a little bit, maybe. But it wasn't,
No,
again.
that was just.
It's like one of those UFC or one of those. There was some other, like a Chavez fight back in the day, and everybody touted it up, and then it went 1 round and it was over.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, no.
Vander Holyfield and all those guys back in the day, and I don't keep up with it like I used to, and my brain as I get older just gets worse and worse. But I'm just thinking, you build up all this and then poof, it's gone.
Well, it's because I was who was I talking with about this? Oh, my friend's husband. Like I grew up on that. Like my dad has always loved boxing, so I grew up on boxing. And then when UFC came out, then I watched that as well.
Yeah, were you like, yeah, UFC?
No, at first I was like, what is this? But you do get into it because I liked boxing so much, like I did enjoy it. But I feel like before, like when it first started, it was a little more like. I feel like now everybody just wants a show. Like if there's just not craziness going on, people are bored. And I can appreciate it enough, like, whenever they're grappling on the ground, like, I know that there's a lot of technique going on, and everybody's just like, oh, they're just sitting there.
I don't like that part. I call it hugging. I'm like, I'll quit hugging and get up and start punching.
And, I think there are still some good boxers out right now, but again, like, they're, technical boxers, and so people don't enjoy it because it's not flashy enough. And that's kind of sad that we just want... They want to see, like, the blood and the gore. And that's just... I enjoy I want to see, like, some good technique. I appreciate the work and the smarts that go into some of the moves that they make. So it's just kind of upsetting.
Well, it's like you think about the NFL, and you know me, I don't get on these sports discussions much. It's funny, I'm not, like, a huge sports guy. Can I say something real quick? I think it's funny how people that have never really played a lot of sports think they're sports experts, especially in the media industry. There are there are thousands of people. I guess you can do whatever you want, but there are we have like the Samsung TV, and it has, when you turn it on, it goes to like their free Samsung app, and it has live TV, but it's all just like hogwash stuff. People trying to create content. And for some reason, it defaults on mine. I need to change it to some sports cube or sports grid. And it's these guys that look like they're in their parents' basements at 50 years old talking sports.
You probably are.
Oh, did you see about that? And I'm like, you guys never even played any of this stuff.
You're like, if they would just do this. Oh, yeah.
And so I'm sitting there thinking, like, yesterday I don't watch a lot of this stuff, and especially ESPN. I think it gets so redundant. Maybe that's one of the reasons. When I got up to Fargo, I love broadcasting sports. I love telling the stories and bringing emotion along with the broadcast and drawing the listener in. That's why I love the radio side more than video and TV on that stuff. But I'm just, there's this thing about talking about it and watching ESPN all the time that a lot of guys do. It's not me. I don't find joy in that. I mean, it's the same redundant things to me. And at Fargo, we had a daily sports show, and I never felt like, I worked with some great people, but I never felt like, when I came into that job, I was told like, hey, you're going to lead this, but I never really felt like I led it. I felt like I was a sidekick, and I just didn't fit. There's like an age gap there, and It's nothing bad. I mean, the young man that I worked with was a great young man. I just felt like there was a disconnect there, and I didn't see that for me working out long term. Because that was part of the job and that was separate from the university, but I needed to make the two work to be able to afford it. And there's just a few things there that I was like, man, I don't, and then Caden was the final straw. I'm like, this ain't going to work for us. My poor babies ain't going to freeze like that. But what I was getting at is you're so right. People want to see these big things happen or these big hits and all that. And it takes me to the Jaguars game. Did you watch this? Where Trevor Lawrence just got drilled by that dude from Houston. Absolutely drilled him. And, but then the media is like, oh, what a terrible hit. But then they go back and re-show it. Because there is this hunger from people to see that kind of stuff. And even though they'll go on Twitter and all these others and say, oh, that was such a bad hit, which it was. And thankfully that player got ejected. And hopefully he gets fined out the wazoo because he it was one of those that could have killed a guy. Let's be honest. Just like that Buffalo Bills player couple of years ago that got hit real hard, and then almost did die. But there is like this fascination that people want to see that kind of stuff. Like you're scrolling through Facebook on Instagram or Facebook and you see those reels, right? And for some reason the algorithm thinks that I'm all about looking at videos of people running red lights now.
Okay.
Literally this morning I'm going through, I like to read, Joshua sends me the devotion, I read it, I kind of pray a little bit, and then I just go about, I check a few things before I get my day started, and I go through maybe 2 minutes of reels, just seeing kind of what people are sharing and all that. And all of a sudden, I start getting running red lights all over my phone. It's weird. Okay. And there's thousands and millions of likes on these things. There's this desire for people to see destruction.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, if we want to see destruction, just look at our own lives. I think we've all had destructive.
You don't have to go far.
No, just we've all fallen short. We've all sinned. There's a lot of destruction in our own lives. I don't need to scroll a video of someone running a red light to see that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's why a lot of people, they complain about NFL now just because it's so stunted. It's so choppy just because they do have to have all of that extra safety stuff now. So it really, it does. It breaks up the flow, but it's for the safety. Like, I understand. Everybody's like, oh, back in the day when they would just do this and this. Yeah, that was more exciting, but also, unfortunately, look at all the older players and everything they're going through now. So I don't mind it. I know what I'm getting into when I watch it, but I can still appreciate it. I do enjoy college because I feel like they're still hungry for it, so they just really hustle, and I do enjoy that.
I've lost a lot of respect for college football, a ton, because of NIL. It's turned into the money game. Yeah, and it's now you're no longer.
It always was a money game though, but now but you
have to. It's you got to pay to play.
Yeah,
I mean you have to pay to get someone to play, and it's not what it used to be. I'll just say that. I love the FCS structure of football because you have playoffs, and the FBS is trying to do that. But I think NIL, they didn't think it through well enough, and I'm thankful I'm not the person in charge of doing that because these universities, they were profiting huge off of these players' name, image, and likeness. I think that they do deserve a little bit. But now, is there even a desire to get a scholarship? Now it's about – you don't even need the scholarship anymore, do you? Just if you're going to get like Ewers from UT and get $2 million in NIL money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's turned into a professional league in a way.
Yeah, it will.
And schools like Sam Houston, as much as I used to be so positive and upbeat about things, until you get some people with some serious cash, you're going to find success. And I'll talk about this in a moment, but you'll find success. Sam Houston has found success. But at what level does that success kind of plateau? Where can you ever get to the next level? And it's going to take time. I think one day Sam Houston could be there at that. And when I say the next level, I'm talking like a Power 5, but that's not going to be anywhere soon because you're not going to have the money to attract that top level of talent. So now NIL has created this gap between your smaller programs and your larger programs. And I think a whole new league eventually is going to be founded. I think the FBS is going to be secondary like the FCS. FCS was NCAA Division I, II, or whatever, what they called it back in the day. Well, now the FCS is going to become totally irrelevant. The FBS is going to be like the FCS, and there's going to be a whole other league of the Power Fives, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I don't try to act like I know what I'm talking about. Steph Valley was mentioning this earlier. The NFL for many years was ran as a nonprofit. They no longer do that, Steph, but for many years they did. And I was like, man, let's figure out how to start a nonprofit business like that.
For real.
One other thing while we're on this kind of sports train, man, huge thank you. I know he'll never see this, but I texted him last night. Became a friend and a mentor, someone with tremendous leadership, and I would defend this man until the day that I'm called home. Big thank you to Casey Keeler for what he did here at Sam Houston. 11 years of so much success. Such an incredible coach, but an even greater human off the field. When I was the radio broadcaster for Sam Houston and worked at the local radio station, I had the privilege to get to know Coach Keeler in a way that many people may not get to know him, getting to see him behind the scenes and talk to him and just have conversations like you and I have. And I'll never forget the first time that I'd met him, Steve Everett, who I give so much credit to for connecting me and helping me live out a dream, broadcasting Division I sports. Never thought that I would ever do anything like that, and Steve made that happen. I remember the first time I came here, I came to visit, met with Ben Reichard. He drove me in his truck and took me to the stadium, and we went around. And then Steve Everett picked me up, and we went to the athletic office. And back then, it was just the media suite area. It's nothing like what they have now. And there was other athletic staff there, and Coach Keeler was there. And I'll never forget after that meeting, he said, "Hey, man, here's my cell phone." And he called me brother. And he calls you brother. It's just, yeah, he's like, "Hey, brother." And he said, "Here's my cell phone number." And he's like, "If there's anything that you need at all, you just call or text me at any time. Don't worry about it." He's like, "You don't have to go through hurdles to get to me." And he's like, "I mean that. Call me or text me." And that meant a lot to me because I'm thinking, here's a guy that's a Division I coach with a lot on his plate and a lot that he's responsible. Those coaching jobs are not easy. There is tremendous amount of pressure on you to win because if your program ain't winning, you don't have a job. And those coaches work very hard. It's unfortunate that Sam doesn't have the money to pay him what I felt like he was deserving of. And that's ultimately, he left and news broke yesterday that he gets to go back home close to family now up in Pennsylvania at Temple, which, by the way, I reached out to the media rights holder at Temple and I said, "Hey, if your radio guy there is ready to move on." I talked to Bridget last night. I was like, "You want to move to Philly?"
Right?
God has a different plan right now, so that ain't going to happen anytime soon. But I just wanted to say, don't take these coaches for granted. Casey Keeler is one of the most winningest college football coaches, one of the best that's ever graced the field. Brought so much success to Sam Houston. Took them from one era to the next under the leadership of Bobby Williams. And but he is moving on. Coach Casey Keeler, 11 years, is done at Sam Houston, now at Temple with the Owls, going to try to turn that program around. Everywhere that guy has been has turned to gold, and I wouldn't expect anything less at Temple. So, going to miss him. Great guy. Well, hey, let's take that break. We're going to come back. We'll wrap it up when we come back.
Okay.
We are giving away – I don't really have money to give away today. I know that we have more Lone Star Light tickets on the way from Cherie. And so why don't we do that? She's told me that they're going to send them. I don't have them ready yet, but they are going to be sent to me digitally.
Get there.
How do you say it?
Digitally.
Digitally. She's going to send them. So we'll give away 2 Lone Star Light tickets today. She's already told me they're going to do that. And we can send those your way as well. But 2 Lone Star Lights at Carolina Creek tickets. All you got to do is text in your name. Let us know that you're out there this morning on the Zero Degree Creations phone and text line at 936-339-0139. Again, that is the number. Before we break, have you been to Lone Star Lights?
Not yet.
Dude, it is legit.
Yeah. I know they added a bunch of stuff. I'm excited.
Y'all need to have like a WCFCU getaway day and getaway evening and go out there. Y'all need to do Cherie, y'all need to do trivia at Lone Star, Christmas trivia. Wouldn't that be legit?
That would be fun. Yeah.
Christmas trivia at Lone Star Lights with the trivia queens. Nobody better to do it. Have a trivia night at Lone Star Lights. Yeah. I would show up to that.
Really?
You got to offer people free what do you call that stuff? Hot cocoa? I don't even And I said with the mushrooms, with the marshmallows in
marshmallows?
it. Don't put the mushrooms in the cocoa. But we'll give away 2 of those tickets today. And let's do that. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment. I've got a couple of things of what's going on today, a little bit of this day in history, and also our impossible question. We'll be back in a moment. As always, our magnificent, marvelous Mondays brought to you by our friends at Walker County Federal Credit Union for all things financial, whether you need a personal account, business account, a loan. Hey, maybe you're even looking for insurance for your vehicle, maybe an extended warranty. Guess what? Walker County Federal does all that and more. So make sure you go by and see our friends at Normal Park over there at Walker County Federal Credit Union here in Huntsville. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. More to come as we wrap it up. When we come back, it's your show. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
So, what's inside the mysterious little box?
What box? Oh, that box over there.
You went to Elliot.
Wait, don't open it yet. Oh, and yes, I went to see Elliot's Jewelers just a couple of days ago.
Inside the box, is it golden?
Well, I was a little concerned about the price of gold because it's high, but Elliot really helped me find something beautiful and monetarily agreeable.
Oh, well, hey, can I open it now? Please?
Whoa, just a little longer. You have to at least wait until Christmas Day.
Oh, well, I can do that.
Elliot's Jewelers. Fine jewelry and engravable gifts. Schedule your appointment at elliotsjewelers.com. That's ELLIOTTS Jewelers.com.
Make sure there's something extra special inside the mysterious little box you give this season.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust.
Huntsville Executive Office Suites. Elevate your business image with prestigious move-in ready suites ranging from 150 to 3,000 square feet. Enjoy conference and training rooms, furnished and unfurnished options, custom build-outs, phone service, and a welcoming lobby. Coffee bar and dining area included for tenants. Benefit from 24/7 secure access and flexible lease terms. Located on Lake Road. Move-in begins in January. Contact Raven Property Management at 936-225-4378.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville. Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today.
All right, hippity skippity here with D.O. on the show. What you know, for real though? You got Super Nintendo?
I used to.
Sega Genesis?
I never had a Sega.
You know what, man? When I was dead broke, I couldn't picture this. You know what I'm saying? And then for a while before I got married and had kids, it was like money inches green. I had a leather sofa, 2 rides, a limousine sometimes with a chauffeur. Every once in a while, my phone bill got about 2 G's flat, but no need to worry because my accountant used to handle that.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
I'm trying to get to where I don't know which one it is.
Birthdays was the worst days. Now we should
Yep.
on my birthday.
Thank you. I was trying to keep going. Couldn't get there.
Smiles every time my face is up in the source. We used to fuss when Christmas missed us. Wait. We used to fuss when Christmas. No heat. Wonder why Christmas missed us. Something like that. You remember that? We used to fuss when the landlord. Oh, one of my favorite was. Hold on. It was something about. Alizé, keep me busy. Girls used to diss me. Now they write letters because they miss me. Remember that one?
Yep.
That was the greatest one of all time. Hey, 41 degrees here on this Walker County Federal Credit Union wrapping Monday morning. 41 degrees. We'll get up to the mid-60s and sunny today. Tonight, 40 rain back in the forecast, friends. It comes back on Tuesday night. 80% chance of showers on Wednesday. It will continue through the rest of the week. Honestly, we'll get that rain in the forecast starting Tuesday night and through the extended forecast, at least through Sunday from what we can see. Rain is in the forecast all that entire time. So we will be getting a little bit of showers. Luckily, though, temperatures will be well above freezing. So it'll just be a cold rain the rest of the week. So get out today. If you want to get your Christmas lights up, make sure you do it today or tomorrow. Do it. If you're off work, do it. If you get off work early, do it. Just get it done because Tuesday night, you will not be able to get those lights up, probably for the rest of the week. So that is a wake-up call for me because Braylon will say, Dada, where are the lights? She will get very upset at me. Do you like putting up a tree and all that? Do you get into the Christmas season?
I'm not a big holiday person, period. So I kind of forced myself to. And, I think this time of year makes people kind of blech. So I really forced myself to. So probably today and tomorrow it's going to look like Christmas threw up in my office. I don't do anything at home just because I was never here for Christmas. Usually I would go back and see my family. So I stopped doing anything here at home. And then now I have cats and...
Cats and Christmas trees don't go together.
Yeah, no.
We had that growing up. I know all about that.
So I do it all in my office. Like that's where I decorate. So it's going to look like Christmas just threw up in there.
Well, a few things for you today. On this date, 1784, our old friend George Washington, nicknamed New York the Empire State. I didn't know he started that. Yeah, he spray painted it on a subway wall.
Okay, I have to remember that.
No, he did not spray paint it on a subway wall. That is where it came from. 1804, Napoleon was crowned the Emperor of France at the glittering ceremony at the Cathedral of Notre Dame in Paris.
Okay.
So how cool is that? The first country's emperor to use a booster throne. It's kind of short. On this date in 1816, the very first savings bank in the United States opened as the Philadelphia Savings Fund Society. Isn't that cool? They wanted to give away toasters with every new account, but they hadn't been invented yet, so they couldn't do that. Isn't that cool, though? Think about that. What if it was the Walker County Federal Credit Union Society? It almost sounds like you're part of this elegant club.
You are.
I'm part of the WCFCU Society. What do you bank? Some national first one? What?
Yeah. Had some friends complaining about some issues they were having. I'm like, If you would just start using your account that you have with me,
Yeah.
You wouldn't be having that issue because you could have called your friend Denise.
That's right. You could have called her, texted her 2 a.m. Hey, I got some problems. There they are. No, don't do that, by the way.
Look, I did have some last weekend. Yeah, he did say, yell at me later, but I really need this. So it happens, and I will do it.
Just don't do it, okay, friends? How about 1927, the very first Model A Ford was sold? You know how much? 1927. Boy, that's less. Have we not had cars? We haven't had cars for.
It hasn't been 100 years yet?
It has not been 100 years. Can you believe
There's
that?
a big anniversary coming. Wow.
There's still people alive that did not have a car. Isn't that crazy? Wow.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. $385 for the very first Model A Ford. That's the going rate for a tank of gas these days. That won't even cover the tires.
I was going to say, you can't even get your monthly payment at that.
The only thing about that back then, obviously the person didn't have a trade-in when they bought it.
Nope,
no trade-in.
No.
Did they give them their horse?
Oh.
I'd like to trade in my horse. They may have traded in their horse.
I imagine all the horses, like, just watching them, like, look at them. They don't need us anymore. Look at them go.
Poor people. On this date, 1939, New York's LaGuardia Airport opened. What does LaGuardia mean? Isn't it Spanish for the Guardia? The
Guardian, yeah.
The Guardia? LaGuardia? The Guardia?
La Guardia.
Is that what it means?
La Guardia. I'm assuming that's what
the
it's.
Guardian?
Yeah.
Wonder what it's guardian of. That's pretty cool, though. Whoa, check this out. 1952. Boy, I missed this one. A live human birth was shown on TV for the first time.
Like the whole thing?
Yeah, I guess so. Isn't that crazy?
Interesting.
Man, it was on network TV, so the doctor didn't even charge for his services. There was no delivery fee. And then you hear the director in the background, okay, we just need you to stop pushing. It's time for a commercial break. Stop pushing the baby.
That was great. Now we're going to do it again.
It also inspired the catchphrase, you did this to me, or you did this to me, or instead of cutting the cord, the doctor cut the cable. Those are pretty good. Finally, on this date, now listen to this. This is pretty good. On this date in 1969, the Boeing 747 gained airworthiness from the FAA. Maybe we should just go back to those. Because the newer ones are having a lot of issues.
They're having some issues these days.
Finally, today is National Mutt Day. National Mutt Day. You got a little cross mutt. No puppies, only kitties.
Just the kitties now.
Well, it is National Mutt Day. National Fritters Day.
Fritters.
Isn't that like
any kind of fritter?
It's a small fried or sautéed mass of batter. Well, I've got that right here. I've got a big mass of batter that can contain meat. Yes, fruit. A little bit. Vegetables, no. A lot of dough, though. Fritters can be sweet or savory, can be made into a variety of ways. I used to have apple fritters, and those are really good, by the way. Apple from the Schwann's man, who no longer exists.
My mom used to get Schwann's.
You know, they're gone. They sold
completely gone?
They sold to a company called Yellow, which was dumb. They rebranded it to Yellow, and the company completely went under. No Schwann's. Complete tragedy.
They had the best ice cream.
Tragedy. New York Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers, 41 years old today.
I feel like he's older.
I do too. He seems older.
Yeah.
Looks older.
Yeah.
And oops, she's doing it again. Britney Spears has a birthday today. 43 years old.
How is she older than Aaron
Isn't
Rodgers?
that crazy? I remember when she was like 19.
Yeah, I remember when she came out.
Nelly Furtado sings her way through their 46th birthday today. Lucy Lucy celebrates number 56 today. Jeez. That's just somebody got lazy. Lacey Louie, not Lacey. What did I say? I said Lacey. I said Lucy Lucy.
Lucy Lou?
Yeah, Lucy Lou. 56.
They all look younger than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Get it together, Aaron.
Hey, today is also Business of Popping Corn Day. Business of Popping Corn.
Business of Popping Corn.
To honor the invention of the popcorn machine by Charles Creeders in 1885. I wonder who thought of how to make popcorn.
I'm guessing it was an accident.
It had to
And
have
they're
been.
like, interesting. And then they tried to do it again.
Thank goodness for all the people that came before us that tried to eat stuff that we shouldn't eat.
See, I look at stuff and I'm like, who was the first one that was like, I bet that's good?
Because some people died. eating stuff they shouldn't have been eating.
Yeah,
like strawberries. Somebody's like, man, and then they saw the other berry.
Well,
and they
yeah,
ate it
there's
and
a lot of
dude,
them, and they're like, that's trial and error. Like, well, don't eat that one. I don't know, but there's just some stuff like you had to really be desperate to be like, I'm gonna try it.
You know what the largest audience for an NFL game was this year?
For NFL?
Yeah, for the NFL. Hard to believe this one with how bad they've been. You know where I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants. Largest audience, 38.5 million people.
Really? The one with the Giants?
Tuned in to watch that garbage. And I'm a Cowboys fan, and I'll admit it. Andrew Luck, returning to his old college campus. Former Stanford football star Andrew Luck. He is now in charge of the football program at Stanford as the new general manager. So
nice.
Luck has came back to old Andy there as he is a college coach now. Researchers in California have identified a pathway to the brain that instantly deflates anxiety.
Oh, that's
Boy, this is a good one. The hope is they'll be able to come up with a pill that would immediately slow down our breathing and calm our mind.
Nice.
I think they have stuff like that. It's just not legal. Anyways, that's all we have. There's not a lot. Oh, hey, check this out. They opened a brand new Starbucks in South Korea on Friday. South Korea getting one. That's right on the border, allows coffee drinkers to enjoy an up-close view of North Korea. Right there in South Korea. Mm-hmm. Starbucks in South Korea. You want to do a couple of these before we go? A couple of did you knows? Let's do impossible question. If you were born between 1981 and 1996, was that you? Yes?
Yep.
You were 1995?
Totally.
Totally?
Yeah.
You're a millennial. No, we're not. What year were you? What year were you?
83.
Yeah, I'm 84. We are not millennials.
No.
I don't want to be coined that.
No, I don't feel like I'm a millennial.
But they say that you are, and 68% of you don't own one of these. What is it? I own one.
Don't own one of them.
Well, yeah, what is it do you think they're saying that you don't own? I own one of them. Let me say it like this. I own one of them that makes two. That's a trivia question.
You own one that makes two.
Ooh, that's so cool. That's like a riddle. What is something that 68% of millennials don't own, yet I own one and it makes two? Well, that's really confusing. You got to think about that. I own one, and it can make two. Doesn't always have to, but it can make two. Could. Doesn't have to. That's really good. Guys, see, I got the trivia queen stumped. Booyah!
A coffee maker? I don't know.
Could, I guess. No, that's not it.
You own one, can make two.
It could make two. Yeah, it could make two. I don't even know what that means.
Interesting.
All right. We'll get back to that in just a minute. Do you have a holiday shopping secret? Is there a holiday shopping secret you want to share with us? Any secrets?
No.
No secrets?
I just do it all online.
Not like me, like Bridget, I caught her like hiding her phone from me. She's on Amazon scrolling. That was her secret.
No.
She's showing. I was like, what is that? We can't afford that. Don't worry, my mom's getting it. I was like, okay, cool. Bye.
No.
I don't really have one either. Do you have a Santa picture story? Any cutes?
No. I grew up out in the middle of nowhere. We didn't get Santa pictures.
You don't have any Santa pictures?
No. I don't.
I have an Easter Bunny picture, and I was like 12 years old. It was embarrassing. My dog, my Jen A, my little dog that I lost that was 20 years old that passed away, I have her. She took a picture with Santa.
Aww.
It was a weird Santa. It was like a Santa woman, and she looked weird. Like she was angry to be there at PetSmart. So, anyways. All right, the impossible question is this. If you were born between 1981 and 1996, you're a millennial, 68% of you don't own one of these. What is it? I said it's something. I have one, but it could make two. A toaster.
A toaster.
That was a pretty good trivia question, right? Was that good? The way that like a riddle? Was that the way that I worded that?
It can make two.
I have one, and that could make two.
Yeah.
2 pieces of bread.
Do I have a toaster?
Let's see if, you know what? Let's see something real quick.
I know I did.
Let's see this real quick before we go. We're about to sign off. What is something that can, I have one, but it could possibly make two. What is it? Let's see if AI knows what I'm talking about. An egg, a pair of scissors, a coin, a set of twins. None of these. Toaster is the answer. Ah, clever. AI told me clever. A toaster works as one appliance, but it typically has 2 slots, making it feel like 2 in functionality. Nice riddle. Booyah! I just came up with my own riddle. Never have done that in my life. That was pretty good.
That was good.
All right. Hey, great news. The text line is down. We got an email from our text provider that says they are experiencing issues right now. And so, unfortunately, if you texted in this morning, we did not get it. And we apologize. There's nothing we can do about that. So we will save up and give away. I'm not making that up. Denise can confirm.
I saw it.
You can confirm right there. An incident has been posted. Click here for more information.
In bright orange.
Yep. So, unfortunately, we're not giving away anything. So if you've been hanging on for that long, I apologize.
But what you can do is go get some tickets for Parade of Playhouses. This is your last week. Go get them. We have them at the credit union, $25 each, or you can get 5 for $100. You can choose which one you want to go for, or you can just throw it into a random one. 6 to choose from. They're all super cute.
Yeah, 6 of them you can choose. You can get 5 tickets for $100, by the way. Instead of 25 a piece, you get an extra one if you pay $100. I put one in everything except the glass one, and that's the one Bridget said she wants the most.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The Bearcat one's kind of cool, but it's got like a sink in it.
Yeah.
Like,
and it has like it already has a little AC unit in there, too.
Does it really? But I was like, the sink. I would rip the sink out. I would have no need for the sink.
Why would you not need a sink?
I wouldn't need it.
That's real convenient.
No, it's not. You'd have to. What do you hook it up to, a water hose? Like, how you gonna have to plumb that thing in? You're gonna have to get HOA permits and all sorts of stuff. Ain't nobody got time for none of that. All right, well, hey, that'll wrap it up, friends. We're going to be back at it tomorrow. Our friends, the Thompson family, joining us on a terrific Tactical Tuesday, so make sure you join us. And we will continue on throughout the week as we have guests joining us. Nelson Amaya from Nelson Amaya's Collision Center will be with us on Wednesday. I love Nelson. And then Cherie Brabbits from Lone Star Lights on Thursday. We still have a couple of slots. If you'd like to be a guest on Tuesday or Friday, let us know. We do have some openings. Typically this time of the year, things kind of wind down a little bit, but we're working hard to make sure that we've got someone filled up for you every single day. Go by and see my friends at Walker County Federal Credit Union for all of your financial services needs. And Denise, I think that'll just about wrap it up.
Yep.
Anything final you got on your mind? Trivia tonight?
Yeah,
6:30?
come see me at trivia tonight.
6.
We say 6, turns into real 6:15ish usually. Come see me for trivia tonight. Delphina's starting to do a contest. So every Monday and Wednesday, we've got trivia on Monday, and then we do bingo on Wednesday. She's going to do a gingerbread house competition. So everybody that comes and plays, like get your little group together, your little family. If you want to participate, she'll provide the gingerbread house and all the stuff. And then they'll vote on a winner. And I think every day she's choosing winners. So she's giving away money.
Do people actually eat those things?
I don't.
I feel like it's a waste of good food and candy.
I mean, you can. It's gingerbread.
Yeah. Don't spray them with shellac so they last forever. Like, make sure you eat them after you're done.
Yeah, no.
Some people spray them.
Ours never stayed together long enough to be sprayed.
Did you eat it?
I've eaten pieces of it.
Like,
Do you ever think about, like, it's kind of mean that we put the little gingerbread men inside of houses made of themselves.
Poor guy. Yeah. Do you know the Muffin Man? No, but I know the Gingerbread Man. All right, that'll wrap it up. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Make sure to join us at 7:30. Hey, as I end every show, reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We're really not, friends. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand to support. Somebody out there needs you. Until tomorrow morning, back at it at 7:30. Good morning, Huntsville. Get out there, make a difference, and love on somebody today. Let them know you appreciate them. And we will see you back tomorrow morning at 7:30. Thank you, Denise. It's been fun.
Thank you, Rob. Bye, Huntsville.